you. Very good.
Good.
Mr. Corey Edgevidge, how you be, sir?
I'm doing really good. And in regards to the Bill Pulte stuff, in case people couldn't hear us,
Yes.
it was, I guess you can't be shocked anymore, but it is kind of a weird person to put in that role, but
Yes.
we'll see.
Yes, absolutely.
He's going to be spying on all of his other home builder buddies,
My goodness, yeah.
right?
The saga never ends. The saga never
Watch
ends.
out, Hortons. Watch out,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Taylor Morrison's now gobbled up by Berkshire
Yeah.
Hathaway. I mean, your
Wow.
world is as volatile as mine is. That's for
Yep.
sure. Well, speaking of the housing, let's tell you exactly what we have lined up for you. After I go through the stock market recap with you, we are going to get into the May housing data, thanks to Mr. Edge. And I think you're going to be in for a nice, pleasant surprise when you hear what the new medium home price is here in Northern Nevada. It is absolutely amazing to see how this thing has progressed, Corey. It's been a couple months since we've been able to do the report, and absolutely amazing numbers. Absolutely amazing numbers.
And I haven't done it, but I'm guessing if you overlay the stock market chart with the housing chart, they probably follow each other. So it's just everybody's feeling really good right now.
Absolutely, that they are. All right, so we're going to get to that here momentarily. Let's get the stock market side out of the way. But once again, if you're wondering what we were kind of joking about at the first part of the show, Bill Pulte, of course, Donald Trump's appointment as the head of the Federal
FHFA,
FHFA. Yeah, I never can remember that. FHFA. He has now been appointed by the president. If it becomes permanent, he'll have to be confirmed by Senate, by the way. But he's going to be the acting director of national intelligence, and he's going to be running that organization, of course, in possession of the country's most prized secrets. A move that analysts are fearing could further politicize the office and erode the U.S. intelligence gathering. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what problem. I mean, he has all kinds of qualifications, right? His grandfather started Pulte Homes, and he's kind of slid in there, and now he's the top dog in the. Is that even above the CIA? I'm wondering. I was thinking about that. I don't know if that position is as the director of national intelligence. I don't know if that oversees the CIA. I've got to look into that one, but it's a powerful position. He'll know a few secrets. How about that? He'll know a few secrets. All right, very good.
Plan on seeing a lot more lawsuits based on the secrets he listens to.
Yes, and that's been the criticism of Mr. Pulte as he's been running the FHFA. As many look at him as kind of the one that goes after the people that Trump dislikes, and if you know what I mean. And so they're fearful now of this very, very powerful position that he'll be doing the exact same thing. But that's just the speculation. Again, this news just came out a few hours ago. So we'll keep an eye on it. And like I said, so I don't know how long it can be kind of a acting position before he has to be confirmed by the Senate, but I'm sure he's got a little bit of time there. All right. So that's one news. Before we get into our topic again, the May housing data, I want to get through the stock market side of things. And then I want to talk a little bit about something that happened yesterday. And that was where, Berkshire Hathaway, which, is no longer run by the infamous Warren Buffett. Berkshire Hathaway is now, got a new people running the organization. Greg Abel, who's been there quite some time, is now the CEO. But he made a massive acquisition yesterday. And I say he, the company, doing a deal, $6.8 billion. They agreed to purchase the major home builder, Taylor Morrison Homes, like I said, for a price tag of about $6.8 billion. And guys, I want to get your opinion on this because I didn't get a chance to touch on it on the show yesterday and really talk about their logic behind this. And I know both of you, especially you, Dwight, I know you know Taylor Morrison Homes very well, and you know the Berkshire Group very well. But, it's fascinating, and I'm going to share with you, there's a great article in the Wall Street Journal of all of the housing-related type of stocks that Berkshire Hathaway owns. And they're basically saying, look, this was the absolute best time. And many analysts were saying this was the best time to make an acquisition of this size because of the housing slump that we're in. And they're very, very bullish of where the housing market is going to go for various reasons. Interest rates coming down, demographics, so on and so forth. So really want to get your opinion on that because I think it was, again, absolutely fascinating situation there. But in the meantime, let's get things over to the stock market side. And,
I assume, John, another record-setting day. So congratulations again.
Oh, we might have lost him.
Oh, hell, heaven.
It was a record-setting day, I believe. I might be wrong on all three. I'm not sure if the Russell 2000 made it or not, but I believe the Dow and the NASDAQ and
I saw,
S&P.
Corey, that the Dow was up 228, S&P up 9, and the NASDAQ up 7. So I got to believe those are all records, territories for all of those. we're waiting for John, of course, but I've got to. Okay. It was another record-setting day, John. I think for all three. Was it a trifecta again?
It was a trifecta again. Yes.
All right.
Yep. It was
good.
A trifecta.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I know.
Go to you and all your clients, right? My rates are stubbornly high, but congratulations to you and all your clients. I am one, so congratulations.
Your rates are comfortable, Dwight. How about that? Your rates are comfortable, as you like to say, and we will, of course, get into the details about that. But in the meantime, let's kind of get down to the stock market side of things today, because again, it was a day. Once again, we go back to the early morning side of things. And we had triple-digit losses on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Things were not looking good. Again, the entire situation with Iran, which was, by the way, that whole situation was very, very quiet today. There really was no news. Evidently, some more missiles flew between us and Iran yesterday or last night, early this morning, depending upon what time period you're at. But we really didn't have that to really contend with today. The market, again, really focused on one thing that happened early this morning. I'm sure you guys saw this. So Jensen Huang, of course, who is the CEO of NVIDIA, incredible NVIDIA, he came out with a comment at a conference, and he delivered what they're calling a rare and powerful endorsement at Computex in Taipei, calling Marvell Technology the next trillion-dollar company. Well, it used to be a big deal, of course, when a company would hit $1 trillion. Now, we've got companies like Apple and many others that are 3, 4, 5 trillion, way up there in value, including NVIDIA. But boy, that sparked some incredible enthusiasm. Marvell today, just on that news, they didn't have any earnings numbers, they didn't have anything, but Marvell today shot up 32.5%, a $71.36 gain to a price tag of $290.79. NVIDIA was down about $1.54 to $222.82. Google was the drag on the NASDAQ side of things today, lost $14.19, 3.81% to $358.39. Again, as I announced yesterday, not long after the stock market closed, Google is basically doing a secondary offering. They're going to the stock market and raising about $80 billion, of which Berkshire Hathaway is going to chip in about a mere $10 billion. And they're going to use these funds for their AI expansion, data centers, etc. Many today said, well, wait a minute here. If a company of the prowess of Google doesn't have enough cash on hand to suffice their capital expenditure spending, are we in trouble? And so that's the reason that the stock went down like it did. The last one I want to mention was Hewlett-Packard Enterprises. Stand out. They have an impressive beat and an impressive forecast going forward. Stock rose 19.5%, $9.14 gain to $56.14. We come back, I'll tell you what the indices did, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this Taylor Morrison acquisition by the aforementioned Berkshire Hathaway. Let's turn it over to Kristen Snow. She's in the Right Now Traffic Center. Hello, Kristen.
We lost you for a second.
Yeah,
Was that okay?
I hit a button trying to bring up something, and it
away you went. I don't know. Are we still on, the two of us, when you go away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
was hoping you didn't say anything.
No, we didn't say.
Well, you said we lost John.
We lost. Well, yeah, of course, I think. But then we went ahead, just go. Okay, looks like.
Yeah, these cobwebs out. Freaking hard trying to do all this by yourself.
Do you guys hear any noise in my background, or I'm okay? They got a little bit of a TV going.
Yeah, no, don't hear it.
You're watching TV?
No. So, John, I had a guy I don't know everything about his financials, but he's got quite a bit of money out of Houston. He's buying a house up here for $2.5 million, a new build job. And he's going to put $1.5 million down. Wants only $1 million loan. But he says he believes, so he's going to get a construction loan, even though he can pay cash for it. He's going to get a construction loan because he wants to leave his assets deployed in the market. He thinks the market might go to $55,000 before his house is. It's a 12-month build. That's $60 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but that's the attitude. I'm just saying, people are making decisions like
in the
that.
last week.
No, I know.
Almost actually 1,300.
I see my Under Armour still's not doing any good.
Still suffering a little bit.
God, so much better than Nike too, man.
Yeah, I know.
Can't figure it out. Buy Under Armour. Yeah, I think we can spend a little time on that Berkshire, because I've told you there's been directive down to Clayton to buy as much land as they can.
Right.
They want to compete. They want them to compete with DR and Lennar.
Yep.
And all these national.
That just thinking about that. Yeah, I'm seeing Clayton Homes, obviously one of their companies. No antitrust issues buying Taylor Morrison.
Modular.
That's where they're going, John. They're going modular.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, bring that up.
You know what they're doing now? You know why they built roofs so flat on manufactured homes? To go under the bridges.
That makes sense.
Now they're putting them on hinges and dropping them in and raising them up.
Really?
They're going to make them even look more aesthetic yeah. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. And they have an arm of their called Vanderbilt is their financing arm.
Uh-huh.
Did you see it? Their company's Vanderbilt. It's very profitable. They're like a finance company. They're like Transamerica, Norwest. I mean, he built a really well-oiled machine.
It's incredible. I didn't know they owned a Acme Brick. I mean, a brick company too. They own all the components going in there.
Yeah. Yeah, should own everything to a building.
Yeah. Welcome back to the John Sanchez Show on Newstalk 780 KOH with Corey Edge of Edge Realty and, of course, Dwight Millard of On Q Home Loans. All right, here we go, guys. Here's how we finished for the day. As Dwight so correctly mentioned, I just don't know how he does this. How he's so busy.
Love it.
He can figure out exactly when we have these record-setting days. It's a miracle. All right, but it was a trifecta, as Dwight said. 229-point gain on the Dow, 0.45% to a close of 51,307. NASDAQ gained 7, and the S&P higher by just 10. So very small amount. The close on the NASDAQ was 27,093. The close on the S&P was 7,609. On the commodity side, ticked up a little bit on oil prices. $1.64 gain to $93.83 a barrel. Gold rose $7.10 to $4,519.90 an ounce. Mr. Millard, 3 basis point decline 10-year Treasury. How'd we do on the 30-year mortgage?
Yeah, so it's not going to shock people much, John, but we're at 6.57 today, according to Mortgage News Daily. So you're not really feeling the movements, you know. I mean, even if you get a day or two down, it's only moving. Today was 3 basis points downward, you know, from 6.6. So, you know, I guess we said it last time, stubbornly high. Yeah, you know, it's just. I mean, and it's amazing because there's still quite a bit of activity around. I shared with you on break a gentleman that's, you know, taking a big leap on a construction site. But yeah, there's still lots of movement going on.
Indeed, there is. You echo that, Corey?
There's definitely movement. When we go over the report, we'll kind of get into it because I tried to break the numbers apart as best I can because you're seeing movement in 2 different markets. You know, one market is pulling the other one up. And I had some interesting discussions with multiple people on Monday, all different segments of the market. And so I'll share it with you later, but kind of where they're getting their money, what they're doing. I talked to a big local builder for quite a while. He's a really good friend of mine. So listening to what he had to say about their traffic and margins and stuff was kind of eye-opening.
Interesting.
So yeah, there's activity. It's just, it's strange activity.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a nice tease. You got me on that one, Corey. All right. Well, you would definitely, like you said, you're going to get back to that here momentarily. In the meantime, let's get down to this story again that came out yesterday. Warren Buffett's, formerly Warren Buffett's, Berkshire Hathaway, they agreed to acquire Taylor Morrison Homes for a price tag of about $6.8 billion. Again, this reflects their conviction going into the housing market. It's an all-cash agreement. That's the other part. You know, they don't like debt. So, yeah, all cash. The company is now, Dwight, I couldn't believe this when I saw this. They are now poised to become a top 5 U.S. home builder. That is amazing. Think about that. A non-home builder's in the top 5 now.
Yeah. Well, you know, through their, you know, their business model with Clayton Homes, which we've talked about before. OnQ has some exposure throughout the country with the Clayton folks. I mean, there's been directive to go buy land. I mean, just, you know, they want to be, John, there's no question they want to be the number 1 home builder. I just don't know. And maybe this is another effort to try to accomplish that. To your point, if they're in the top 5 and they really don't, you know, I mean, you know, they're not out there, you know, you don't see lots of subdivisions like that. So, I mean, it's interesting.
Well, you know, they ended up paying a 24% premium, which shocked me when I saw the numbers, right? That's not Warren Buffett's style, but maybe Greg Abel, the new CEO, maybe that's his style. 24% premium to Friday's closing number. But some analysts, like one analyst, Tony Avila, chief executive of the Builders Advisor Group, he advises on home builder mergers and acquisitions. He said this is an incredible bargain simply because the acquisition, again, is focused on the future, right? They're looking at, again, all of the different, and I'm going to read this list here in a second, all the different homes that Berkshire has, home building products, I should say, and manufacturers in the home sector, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, home brokerage service, Home Services of America. I mean, the list just goes on. Remember, they did at one point have a stake in D.R. Horton and in Lennar. But real quick, guys, before we go to break, let's kind of share with the audience a little bit, excuse me, of the construction / home building exposure that Berkshire Hathaway has. So these are the following companies that Berkshire currently owns: Clayton Homes, as Dwight just said, of course, modular manufactured homes; Shaw Industries, which is carpet and flooring; Johns Manville, building insulation; High Tech, which is connectors, hardware for roof and floor trusses. What a, who would have thought of that? Home Services of America, again, residential real estate brokerage; Nebraska Furniture Mart, which is a massive, massive company, obviously furniture; Cort, C-O-R-T, Business Services, which is furniture rentals; R.C. Willey, of course, furniture; Benjamin Moore Paints, paints and coatings; Acme Brick, bricks and concrete blocks; Jordan's Furniture, and Star Furniture, obviously furniture. I mean, Corey, what's the last thing to do? Go out and buy a few hundred or a few million acres of timberland and, mill the lumber itself. I mean, they've got pretty much everything else in there. It seems like amazing.
Well, and just think, they come into the market, they've got more cash, I guarantee,
Yes.
as Berkshire as a company,
Yes.
than any builder, or you can put them all together in that. And so they can start pushing things around, get their costs down. I'll share with you after the break. When I was talking to one of the builders on Monday, the price increases they're getting, the stretch that they're getting on their margins, just all this stuff. Whereas Berkshire, as you mentioned, they look long term. They can come in
Yes.
and say, well, maybe it's an increase to the current stock price, but what we're going to bring to the game, it's a deal, because we're going to get everything down,
Yes.
and we're going to run lean and mean. So,
Yes.
good for them.
John,
Yeah.
John, I believe they believe they're the answer to affordable housing with the modular, the manufactured space. I believe they have the solution, or that's their long-term play. Not that they're going to get completely out of stick built and, do those type of things, but I think they have a model that's going to be very competitive.
What's the niche, real quickly? What's the niche of Taylor Morrison? Who's the demographic they go after?
I think I don't know if they're entry level, but they were real big. I think they're still real big. I'll do some research on the West Coast.
Okay.
So I think that, like you said, I think they got them for a bargain, and maybe this is something they can start.
Yeah. Well, the reason
testing.
I'm asking, I mean, are you saying they're looking to capture the stick built market, and then through Clayton Homes, the modular market?
They'll get the modular, and they're working on manufacturing and the modular at the same time.
Okay.
So it is fascinating. So it's almost like they got the whole buffet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You want
absolutely.
this, or this? We'll give it
Like I
to
said,
you.
they just got to go buy some land and a bunch of pine trees on there and start milling their own lumber. And they got it, that and some drywall, Corey, right? Pretty much.
Yep.
Got it down pat from that point.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, we're going to get into our topic, the Reno real estate market. We're approaching new highs on the median price. Wait till you hear what these numbers are with Corey and Dwight. Turn over to Jack Saban. He's got news, traffic, and weather. Hello, Jack. All right. No disasters, that segment.
You did good. How's Brett doing?
Good. He's in week 4 of his recovery. So,
Did you walk him?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Shit,
Okay.
he was walking the day of the surgery. Yeah, they get you.
Does he feel the relief already?
Yeah, but of course, there's other pains, due to the surgery. But yeah, overall, it appears to be a major success. So
Back surgery?
yeah, he had back surgery, third one, and with the last 2 years, had it. It'll be, well, yeah. Matter of fact, 4 weeks today, and they had to shave 4 discs that were herniated, and then roto-rooter his spine because not all, but the nerves were like literally almost like an ingrown toenail. The nerves were like almost ingrowing back into the spinal column, and just a disaster. So
yeah, that's nasty stuff.
Yeah, it is.
It's I haven't talked to you guys, and I didn't want to tell you on Tuesday because we were on the phone, but if we got a minute, I'll tell you this story. And John, I was thinking about your clients. So I have a gal that I sold a house to about 16 years ago, her and her husband, elderly at the time. She called me about a month ago and said, hey, I want to move back to Sparks. So the house was in Fernley, the current one. Her husband, Jim, had passed away, which I knew that. I go out there, I meet with her. She's a sweetheart of a lady. She's 84 years old. We're going through all the stuff. And she starts to get a little kind of teary-eyed. I'm like, what's the matter? We're talking financial stuff. She goes, I got scammed out of some money. I go, what?
Oh, no.
Because I know her pretty well. I go, what? She goes, I haven't told anybody, haven't told my kids, haven't told anybody. I
Oh,
go, well,
no.
what happened? So listen to how crazy this is. She goes, I'm on my computer one day and I get a bunch of crap at the bottom of the screen. She goes, so I shut it immediately and I call Microsoft. And she said it was the real Microsoft, and it was. And they said, no, it's not us. Nothing's infected, but you should call your bank just to make sure. So she calls Wells Fargo with the number on the back of her card, which she's called before. And the guy goes, yeah, it looks like somebody's messing with your accounts. We should get your money from your savings into your checking. So she moves it from her savings to her checking, 84 years old. Guy calls back a couple days later. Somebody's still in here. There's some weird stuff going on. We need you to get the money out of the account and go buy gold so that they don't have any way to get to your funds. So she takes the money out. The guy told her kind of where to go and what to do. She goes, drives into Reno, 84 years old, to the gold store, buys $400,000 in gold.
Holy shit.
And the guy gives it to her, which I'm still curious about.
I was thinking the same thing.
She goes, I go home, everything's good. I get a call 2 days later from the U.S. Treasury Department. It says the gold isn't safe. We need to hold it for you to make sure nobody breaks into your house. She goes, a fucking guy shows up to her house, knocks on her door. She hands him the gold. Gone.
Oh my God.
I go, are you kidding? I go, what did the guy look like? She's like, it was a little Chinese guy in a white car. I go, oh my God. So I go, did you call Wells Fargo? She goes, I called them back and they verified that the number I called was their fraud department, that somebody had gotten in between it. And I'm like, oh, man. So we have to sell the house because it's free and clear because Nash doesn't have any money.
Oh my God. Okay, Jerry. Oh my God. That is
unbelievable.
What a heartbreak of a story.
Yeah, and she's scared to tell her kids.
Did she report it to the cops?
She was scared to report it, but I called the cops.
You did?
This happened last May. I just found out about it.
Okay.
But the cops said you can't do anything unless she files a report. And I told her, like, you don't have a lot of income, but I think that carries over as a loss. I don't know if it's long-term or short-term, but you get to count it as a loss against any tax issues.
Yeah.
But she's too embarrassed.
Yeah. God. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, crazy.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
You guys hear that noise?
No.
We've got a
Other than you chomping.
Yeah, just the chips.
We got a huge thunderstorm passing by.
Do you really?
It rains like it's crazy the way it rains here. Yeah, it's like a bucket.
Jeez. Yeah, we had it last week. That was nice.
Didn't you have snow?
Yeah, higher elevations did. Yeah. Now it's hotter than shit. I need to go back to my boat, Corey. I can't handle this heat.
Yeah, this is.
Are you going back, or what do you decide?
At some point, yeah, but I'm not leaving until Brett's operational.
Yeah.
So probably.
Yeah. Is your boat ready though? Done? Good.
Fuck yeah, it's ready. Yeah, it's like best condition it's ever been in its life.
Really?
This captain's just done amazing with it. Yeah, it looks brand freaking new.
You're probably excited. You haven't seen it in a while, have you?
No, we left December 24th.
Yeah.
6 months.
You guys can't hear that?
I got KOH in my ear, so I don't know about Corey, but
No, I can't.
Can you hear it? Can't hear the lightning?
There it is. There it is. I heard that. That's cool.
It is cool. It rains it's like tropical. It's like Florida. It just dumps.
Rains for an hour or 10 minutes and then gone?
Yeah, and then it's gone and it floods. You get a little flood and then it goes away. It's crazy.
Okay, I'm going to come back and talk about my webinar just real quick, and then we'll get to the report. Or Corey, do you want to share that story?
Which one?
About the developers, you said, the meeting you had Monday?
We can do it during the report.
Okay.
I'll just mix it into the report.
The worst part about it is this turns to hail sometimes. They had one up. The guy bought a brand new house, already has to have roof replaced. The hail was that big. He froze it in his freezer, and it looks almost like it's got points. It's awful. It'd kill you.
Yeah, I'd be so worried about my cars. Holy shit.
I throw the cargo blankets over my truck.
Oh, okay. There we go.
When I know it's coming.
Welcome back to the John Sanchez Show on News Talk 780 KOH with Corey Edge of Edge Realty and Dwight Millard of On Q Home Loans. All right, we're going to get to our local real estate report for the month of May. And again, you're going to be very, very thrilled with some of the data you're about to hear. But in the meantime, I want to give you a quick reminder. Join me tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. for the new business that I started, STEP, the Specialized Trust and Estate Planning. We're going to be getting into our first webinar of the year. What happens to my family if something happens to me? What happens to my family if something happens to me? I'm going to be covering what happens when someone dies without an estate, how probate can impact a surviving spouse and family, common beneficiary and asset titling mistakes. Oh, do I see that one a lot? What happens when estate planning documents become outdated, etc., etc. It's going to be a great hour that we're going to spend together. No charge, no obligation, of course, not my style. Send me an email right now. I'm going to personally answer it. John, Jon at specializedtrust.com. That's Jon at specializedtrust.com, and sign up for the event. You'll get a reservation coming your way. We're almost booked up. So got probably tonight, and that's going to close her down. Again, it'll be tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. And again, it's going to last about an hour. Title, once again, what happens to my family if something happens to me? So John at specializedtrust.com, and I'll get your invite to you right after the show. All right, Mr. Edge, let's get down to the details of May's local real estate report. All right, you want to start with a good number? The median price, the six number?
I mean, it's good for 50% of the people and bad for the other 50%, unfortunately.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you want me to let the cat out of the bag, or you're going to do it?
Let me do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know our routine.
We don't want to break tradition.
No, we don't. No, it's bad luck. We don't want to do that. So our median price in Washoe County, Reno Sparks, of course, median price for the month of May, $629,250, the median price. That is an increase of 2.3%. So think about that. 2% is roughly 12,000. So what are you talking? 13, 14,000 increase in 1 month. Year over year, up 5.7%. So now you're talking north of $30,000 increase. All right, there you go, Corey. Tell us what the heck happened. How is this occurring in a rising mortgage market? It's this bizarre.
Less unit sales and some on the higher end. So I talked about it a little bit last Thursday. We hit 615. The high before this was 615. We hit that in June of 2022. Then we went down, tried to get back up there again. The last couple of years, never got there. But in April, so last month, we hit it again, 615, right on the nose. And then May blasted right through it to 629.
This is an all-time high.
It was an all-time high so this is Washoe County, Reno Sparks, stick-built homes, not counting condominiums. So if you use all the same data through all the reports, this is an all-time high and that's what over the years, that's the same data we've always talked about. So all-time high. So this morning, I broke down the numbers to try to figure out, okay, where's the sweet spot, if you will, or who's lagging, who's this or that. I couldn't get a ton of detail, but the interesting part I thought was the lowest price. So the median's at $629,250. The lowest house sale was $200,000. The highest house sale was $5 million.
Oh.
There were 69 deals over $1 million last year. So in 2019, for May, there were 12 deals over $1 million. Well, to me, looking at this, it's the top end of the market pulling the rest of the market up.
Right.
You see it at Lake Tahoe. I don't know if you caught the Wall Street Journal article a week or so ago.
Multiple articles.
Yeah. And you're seeing it here with some very healthy high prices that are pulling this median up. Not uncommon to see price per square foot in the $1,000 to $1,200 range multiple times. Because I'm out every day. I was out today looking at houses and looking at the regular houses in the 400, 500, 600,000 range. I saw 2 foreclosures. I talked to an agent on a short sale today. Like it's a strange market because it's completely bifurcated.
So the high end is driving prices higher, increasing the median price.
Yep.
But the kind of quote average house, average person, there's a few of them starting to struggle now. The foreclosures starting to arise.
Starting to struggle a little bit. The prices are there. The market's still good, but you have to be priced right. And I bet if I pulled numbers for, pick a number, 600 and below over the last 8 years, I bet it hasn't done much. It's probably stayed right there. So it's interesting. And I had a discussion with a couple, I don't want to give out too much information because they might listen, but a couple different parties on Monday that was eye-opening to me. One of them was, and this goes back to your market, John, like both of these people I talked to, I believe, do it on their own, heavily invested, talking about stock market, this, that, and the other. One of them is buying a house for just under $2 million cash that has no reason to have $2 million bucks. The other one is a young couple that is moving international because they're doing so well in the market that they're going to go vacation, which to me seems like people think what's happening now is a job. Like it's always going to happen this way, which, as you know, the market will turn around and punish you twice as hard as you think. So I'm seeing all different kinds. And when I talked to that builder friend of mine on Monday, big builder, local guy, he said they are getting price increases to the tune of about 5 a week from roofers, insulation companies, concrete guys, labor, all this stuff. And he goes, I'm trying to beat them down and hold them back because we don't have the margin. We don't have it. He told me, and I don't think I'm giving too much up, he talked to their roofing manufacturer, which is a huge international company. And the gentleman, they wanted to raise it, I think 12% or 15%. And he said, we can't afford it. We don't have it in the house. And he goes, well, our plant is huge. We have lots of employees, but we're not making it either. So if we don't raise your price, we can't make it. And my friend's response was, well, if we raise our price, we won't sell the house, so you're going to get zero. So another one he talked to was Whirlpool. You know how big they are. They wanted to raise prices. But he said they have all told him, we're going to leave it alone, but 6 months from now, they're going up whether you like it or not.
You know,
it's just interesting.
It ties in. I made this comment on the show a couple of days ago when I was by myself. I think it was maybe Friday. It's mind-boggling, guys, to look at the corporate profits that are being made by corporate America right now, right? Obviously. I don't care if it's tech. I don't care if it's Caterpillar. I don't care what industry it is. These corporations, Corey and Dwight, are making a ton of money, right? I mean, that's why the stock market is setting these records day after day. These numbers are just mind-blowing. You know, are there some out there, like the example you just gave, where they're not making it? Yeah, maybe. Who knows until you really look at the financials. But ultimately, you know, it all trickles down. They're making money because they are able to jack up their prices. I mean, you know, Victoria's Secret of all companies today. Blowout earnings numbers. Let's see, the stocks shot up 47.44% today. Victoria's Secret, $25.76 gain to 80.06. Why? Because they're not paying tariffs. They had a huge boom to their bottom line for the quarter because they're not paying tariffs. So, you know, you look at different situations like that, and corporate America is making a ton of money. And I think you're just going to see it just trickle down, you know, to the bottom line to, you know, Dwight trying to justify having to lend $100,000 more because, to your point, Corey, the cost of materials are that much higher on a project. It's crazy. It really is. All right, we'll come back and we'll talk real quickly about the number of closed sales, the days to contract, and our inventory. Those are the key numbers, of course. Let's wrap it up with Kristen Snow, Reno Traffic Center. Kristen, it's amazing. So the middleman's not making money. It's just the, you know.
Well, and you know, I'm sure Pete listeners going through the same thing. Like their margins are nothing. And my buddy Mike, he owns Silverado, or they run Silverado. He goes, we have to give out. He goes, we don't even wait for them to ask us. We offer them up front $25,000 rate buy down.
Wow.
Because we got to do it just to keep them in the sales office.
Yeah.
And he goes, and we can't build specs anymore.
They're all offering that. You can just see it, John. It's everywhere. Your way, 25 your way, 20 your way, whatever. You can't hold it back. You got to play 5 aces right now, or you're not even going to keep them in the office. It's amazing. And you know what? You take what Corey's saying, and you get the borrower in there that wants this, and this. Then you start to decide, do we want to keep this on our books for another 30 or 60 days, right, especially an inventory home? Yep. Or do we go ahead and take our punch right now and try to move on to another day? It's tough. These builders are just getting slaughtered. That's why the Taylor Morrison thing worked. You know, they saw probably...
With Berkshire's money and scale, they can keep all those forces at bay,
right,
while everybody else dies on the vine. And Taylor Morrison I didn't look at the stuff, but I'm sure they have a lot of land holdings, so that might have been also a purchase to get at some lands.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I went to a client's house on Monday. These people have rented this house from them for 13 years, maybe longer, probably in their mid-50s. And they're like, oh, we're going to move. We bought a house. I mean, super nice couple, retired teachers, I think. I go, well, where'd you guys end up buying? Oh, Collin Ranch. I'm like, what street? Oh, Bitterroot. I'm like, oh, I know that street real well. Pull it up when I get back to the office. 1.7 cash.
God. Teachers.
You guys are teachers? The people that are selling it, is two young realtors that have a 6-month-old that the gal was, they alluded to the husband day trades. She sells houses. They've made so much money. They're going to Bali for 3 years. But because the mentality is, oh, well, this is like a job. Like, I'll keep getting this paycheck. The guy, that $5 million house is down the street from me. It's
Is
4
it
houses
really?
down. The guy that bought it is a fucking accountant from Gardnerville who paid $5 million cash.
What?
Like, the last time I saw that guy's now in jail because he was from Carson City because he
Right.
was stealing all the money. I'm like, where does an accountant from Gardnerville get $5 million in cash?
Who was it?
Didn't know the name until I
Okay.
pulled him up. Williams, something Williams. I'll pull it back up.
So when I bring up Taylor Morrison, they got 28 communities just in the DFW Metroplex. 20. I can't seem to find the national the communities.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the John Sanchez Show on News Talk 780 KOH. Once again, a reminder, my webinar tomorrow evening. What happens to my family if something happens to me? No charge, no nothing, just a bunch of knowledge you're going to gain from it. 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Just send me an email at johnjon@specializedtrust.com. All right, Mr. Edge, can we get your phone number, sir? Thank you, Mr. Millard.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Thank you, boys. All right, so once again, here we go. Median home price, $629,250, all-time record. Number of closed sales, only 434. And again, this is May's data, only 434, down 0.9% month over month, up 2.4% year over year. Corey, I'm going to skip the median days to contract, 13 days. Up 18.2%. List price received, 99.3. Now, you were saying some homes, $1,000 plus per square foot. Median price, what, 343?
343, and that's the normal, right? So the high end stuff, though, it's not unusual to see the $1,000 to $1,200 a foot. Right. It's kind of nutty,
which is dirt cheap for those coming out of California. And
yes, probably, absolutely.
Yep. All right, how many new listings did we have?
588 new listings, so up 1% from last month, down 5.3% from last year. Kind of holding steady, nothing crazy. And again, that's what leads to these prices. There's not, and I can attune to it that I was out today looking at houses. There's not a whole lot to look at. And so it's going to keep these prices high, which again sounds weird because I also told you I looked at 2 foreclosures and a short sale. Yeah. So everything's kind of mixed in there more from the leverage side. Too much leverage on the front end causes the back end to not work. But 588, that's about right.
Okay. All right. Let's wrap it up with our months of inventory supply.
Month supply, 1.8 months of inventory. So up 9% from last month, down 27% from last year. So if you remember this time last year, we were talking about, the inventory's starting to rise. Oh, maybe this thing's going to spread out. Maybe prices are going to come down. That all happened for a little while, and then it shrunk right back up, and here we go again. So when the inventory shrinks, the price goes up.
Dwight, what is this going to mean for you? We've got a new Fed chairman, Kevin Warsh. No one's anticipating a Fed interest rate cut. We're expecting, of course, the first move to be an interest rate increase, but we'll see. But what's it going to mean when these rates finally steadily begin to decline? I mean, you look at this data, you look at the demand that is out there. Imagine if we get sub 6 again.
I think you're still going to see the challenges, John. You see the income qualifying challenges, and to our previous show we did, about bringing on co-borrowers. I think this is going to still be a struggle because these home prices, to Corey's point, just came down briefly and they're back up. So I think it's going to be and I think you're going to get back into that. You're not going to have much time to think about it, right, Corey? I mean, if you start see this, you're not going to be able to go home and talk about it. You're going to have to just make a decision.
You guys agree the reality is we're probably going to stay where we are for 2026 as far as rates are concerned?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless Kevin Warsh does something crazy, but we'll probably stick right around here.
So with that said, Corey, and now that we're at an all-time high in the median price, what's your prediction, say, for the rest of the summer season and heading into fall?
So usually if the patterns hold, the 4th of July is the top of the market and then it starts trending down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get this number or close to it maybe in June. July, you usually see a little bit less, and then so on all the way down into the holidays. But it's still healthy. That's just the normal market. Doesn't mean it's a crash. It's just that's the way it kind of moves. Yeah, unless you see a flood of inventory, which I don't think that'll happen. There's nowhere for it to come from. The prices are going to hold steady.
Yeah. Okay. Dwight, your advice right now?
Well, I mean, it's not going to get any better to Corey's point. So, I mean, if you can qualify and and you've got the means to do it, I'd be active. I'd be more active than I've been in the past because to our point, I don't think rates are coming down, and I don't know this is going to hold pretty stay higher for longer, right, John?
Yeah, exactly. Higher for
Yeah,
longer.
yeah.
But don't you agree, Corey, with 30 seconds left, that we are seeing this trend kind of go in the opposite direction on a national basis, where we're not seeing the prices rise like we are here locally?
It's been sporadic market to market, and it may be inventory. Some places have more to build. I mean, we're all working off the same rates, so it has been very sporadic. And you got to remember, Reno Sparks is a very small data set,
Yes.
so a lot of times you can't really say, "Well, that's what's happening here or there." John, it's your market. It's your world that is doing all of that, and there's no blame there. But you know what I mean? Like everybody feels good. I'll spend more. I don't care.
I'll accept that $20 bill in the mail to say thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I will accept that from you, Corey.
If you keep your market up, the house prices will stay up.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. All right, great job, fellows. We'll do it again tomorrow on the John Sanchez Show. God bless. Have a great afternoon. Very good.
You haven't stopped us yet, John.